Hi students, good morning and welcome to the new episode of our English class. In the previous class, we completed our third chapter, that is strength versus size. Our third chapter was strength versus size, and we had completed our chapter, and let us do the comprehension from the text. First one is vocabulary ladder. All of you take a text, page number 25. Take a text, page number 25, vocabulary ladder, that means words and their meanings. I will read it once more. Delicious, D-E-L-I-C-I-O-U-S. Delicious means tasty. What is the meaning of delicious? Tasty, T-A-S-T-Y, tasty. Delicious means tasty. Then second word is tickling, T-I-C-K-L-I-N-G, tickling. You look at the word and how do you read it? How do you read it? Tickling, T-I-C-K-L-I-N-G, tickling means touch lightly to cause laughter. That means touch somewhere in your body lightly to cause laughter. That is tickling, T-I-C-K-L-I-N-G, tickling. Next word is agitated, agitated, A-G-I-T-A-T-E-D, agitated. Word meaning troubled deeply. That means you are intentionally you are troubling somebody. Troubled intentionally or deeply. You are nagging. That means making them angry. Agitated, angry. Agitated means in an angry mood. Then nibble, N-I-B-B-L-E, nibble, N-I-B-B-L-E, nibble. Bite off very small pieces. That means cut something into very small pieces. That means nibble. Nibble, N-I-B-B-L-E, cut off into very small pieces. That means nibble. Then wriggly, wriggly, W-R-I-G-G-L-Y, wriggly means twist and turn. Moving in this manner, wriggly, wriggly. That is twist and turn. That is wriggly, W-R-I-G-G-L-Y, wriggly, W-R-I-G-G-L-Y, wriggly. Then tick the correct answers. Second one is tick the correct answers. Tick the correct answers. First one, Mangu was a dash. First option mouse, second option monkey. Which one is correct? Mangu was a mouse. First option is correct. Put a tick mark near the first option. I will write the correct option. Mouse. Mangu was a mouse. Mangu was a mouse. Okay. Then Kingu and Shangi were Mangu's dash brothers, friends. Which is the correct option? Kingu and Shangi were Mangu's friends. F-R-I. Listen here. F-R-I-E-N-D-S. Friends. F-R-I-E-N-D-S. Friends. Next, third one. Mangu nibbled the dash. Net, carrot. What did Mangu nibble? Mangu nibbled the net. N-E-T. Third one. N-E-T. Net. N-E-T. Net. Which is the first correct option? First question. Mouse. M-O-U-S-E. Mouse. M-O-U-S-E. Mouse. Then the right sentence is Mangu was a mouse. Next one. Kingu and Shangi were Mangu's dash friends. F-R-I-E-N-D-S. Friends. Then next one. Mangu nibbled the dash. N-E-T. Net. Mangu nibbled the dash. N-E-T. Net. Okay. Next one is answer the following questions in your notebook. That the notes will come to you. Then you write in your notebook. Why was Sher Khan happy? I will say the notes once more. Say the question answers to you. Why was Sher Khan happy? Do you know the answer? Why was Sher Khan happy? Sher Khan was happy because he had a delicious meal. He had a delicious meal. He just had a delicious meal. That means his stomach is very full. So he is very happy. Do you understand the meaning of the question and the answer? Why was Sher Khan happy? Sher Khan was happy because he just had a delicious meal. He just had a delicious meal. Second question. Who was running up and down his neck? Who was running up and down the neck of Sher Khan? Mangu, the naughty mouse, was running up and down his neck. Mangu, the naughty mouse, was running up and down his neck. It is the answer. Who was running up and down his neck? Mangu, the naughty mouse, was running up and down his neck. Third question. What did Mangu say to Sher Khan? What did Mangu say to Sher Khan? Mangu said to Sher Khan that he will help him someday. He will help him someday. That means when Sher Khan let Mangu go from there or let free him, he promised Sher Khan that I will help you someday. Is it correct? Yes. What did Mangu promise to Sher Khan? Mangu promised Sher Khan or said to Sher Khan that I will help you someday. I will help you someday. Then fourth question. Do you think Mangu was naughty but brave? Yes, Mangu was naughty but he was very brave because on hearing the roaring sound of the lion, Sher Khan, Mangu was not frightened but Tingu and Shangi were frightened and they go away from there. But Mangu identified it was the cry or roaring of Uncle Sher Khan and he go near Sher Khan and nibbled the net and thus freed Sher Khan or saved Sher Khan. Okay, then let us move on the list. Who said these words to whom? Next one, page number 26. You take page number 26. You take a pencil with you. First one. Please, Sher Khan uncle, I am sorry. Who said these words to whom? First one, you write in your text. Mangu, M-A-N-K-U. Mangu, S-A-I-D. Said, T-H-E-S-C. These, Mangu said these words to Sher Khan. S-H-E-R-K-H-A-N. Listen here. Please, Sher Khan uncle, I am sorry. Who said these words to whom? Mangu said these words to Sher Khan. Mangu said these words to Sher Khan. Do you understand? Then next one. Mangu, do not go. He will eat you. Mangu, do not go. He will eat you. Who said these words? Who said these words? Tingu said these words. Mangu, do not go. He will eat you. Said Tingu. Tingu said these words to Mangu. Second one, you write in your text. Tingu, T-I-N-K-U. Tingu said these words. S-A-I-D. Said T-H-E-S-C. These W-O-R-D-S words to Mangu. M-A-N-K-U. Tingu said these words to Mangu. Then next one. Third one. Thank you, Mangu. Who said these words? Thank you, Mangu. Who said these words? Sher Khan said these words to Mangu. Third one. Sher Khan. S-H-E-R-K-H-A-N. Sher Khan said S-A-I-D. Said these words. W-O-R-D-S words to Mangu. M-A-N-K-U. Do you understand? Do you finish writing? I will read it once more. You please listen here. Mangu said these words to Sher Khan. Sher Khan uncle, please let me go. Uncle, please Sher Khan uncle, I am sorry. Who said these words? Mangu said these words to Sher Khan. Second one, Mangu, do not go. He will eat you. Who said these words? Tingu said these words to Mangu. Then Sher Khan, which is the word? Thank you, Mangu. Who said these words? Sher Khan said these words to Mangu. Okay, then the illustrated stories jumbled, number them in order. Sher Khan was in the net and roaring, first one. Second one, Mangu the mouse was jumping on Sher Khan. Third one, Sher Khan was holding Mangu near his nose and Mangu was saying sorry, sorry. Mangu cut the net. Mangu was playing with Tinku and Shangi. Sher Khan said thank you. These are the pictures. Okay, first one, this one. Second sentence and second picture. You put number 1 in this second picture. In the second picture, can you see this? First sentence is Mangu the mouse was jumping on Sher Khan. Second one, third picture. Sher Khan was holding Mangu near his nose and Mangu was saying sorry, sorry. That is the third one. This is the second one. This is the first one. This is the first one. This is the first one. Then this is the second one. And which is the third one? Third one. This was the third one. Fifth one. This was the third one. Mangu was playing with the Tinku and Shangi. Third one. Mangu was playing with the Tinku and Shangi. Mangu was playing with the Tinku and Shangi. That is the third one. Fourth one, first picture. Sher Khan was in the net and roaring. 4. Put number 4 in the first picture. Can you see the text? Put number 4 in the first picture. 4. Then which is the fifth one? Fourth one is Sher Khan was in the net and roaring. Fifth one, Mangu cut the net. Fifth one, Mangu cut the net. Fifth one, Mangu cut the net. Fourth picture is the fifth one. You put number 5 here. You write number 5 in the fourth picture. Then last one is the last one. 6. Sher Khan said thank you. Okay. I will read the numbers in order. First one here. This is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. This is the fifth one. And this is the sixth one. I will read it in an order. You please listen. Mangu the mouse was jumping on Sher Khan. That is the first sentence. Second one, Mangu was saying. Second one, Sher Khan was holding Mangu near his nose and Mangu was saying sorry, sorry. Third one, Mangu was playing with Tinku and Shangi. Mangu was playing with Tinku and Shangi. Fourth one, Mangu the Sher Khan was in the net and roaring. Fourth one, Sher Khan was in the net and roaring. Fifth one, Mangu cut the net. Sixth one, Sher Khan said thank you. Okay, is it clear? Do you have any doubt? I hope you finished that one and listening and speaking. In this lesson, you have learned 3 magic words. Which are the 3 magic words you learned in this lesson? Which are the 3 magic words? Magic words means that can impress others. That can impress others. The words that can impress others. That are the 3 magic words are sorry. When you commit some mistake, you should say sorry. First word is S-O-R-R-Y, sorry. If you put the text, if you spill the water in the desk or in your friend's book, what did you say? What can you say? Sorry friend, I am very sorry. Here in this chapter, Mangu the naughty mouse went through the back of Sher Khan and when Sher Khan held him in his hand, what did Mangu say? Mangu said, Sher Khan uncle, I am sorry, please forgive me. That is very polite. That shows his humbleness and his good character and good manners. If you do some mistake, you should say sorry to others. If you say some mistake, if you do some mistake, what should you do? You should say sorry. That is a magic word, sorry. The next one, please. Please, P-L-E-A-S-E, please. If you want some something from others, you ask them in polite tone, please give me your pencil. That, like that, here in this chapter we find that Mangu think that the lion was angry and he pleaded Sher Khan in humble voice, please Sher Khan uncle, let me free. I will do some favor to you one day. Okay, please. That is the second magic word. And the third one is thank you. The third one is thank you. T-H-A-N-K, please. And then thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U. Thank you. When somebody gives you something or when somebody do you some favor, you should say thank you. What should you do? You should say thank you. Which are the three magic words we studied in this chapter? Sorry, please and thank you. Which are the three magic words? Sorry, please and thank you. Sorry, please and thank you. Okay, what should I say? I am hungry. Mummy dash give me food. Mummy, please give me food. You write please in the text. P-L-E-A-C-E. There is no need of writing P as capital. You write P in a small letter. P-L-E-A-C-E. Mummy, please give me food. You write please in this space. Okay. P-L-E-A-C. Please. Second one. Oh, I spilled milk. I'm sorry. Oh, I spilled milk. I'm sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. Sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. Sorry. Oh, I spilled milk. Milk fell from my hand. Then I am sorry. I am not doing it by consciousness. I am sorry. I am very sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. Then next one. Wow, what a gift. When your papa give you a birthday gift or any other gift, what did you say? You should say thank you papa. Thank you papa. T is capital letter because it is the beginning of a sentence. Thank you papa. You write please in the first dash, then sorry in the second dash and thank you in the third dash. I will read the sentences meaningfully. Okay, you please listen to your text. I am hungry. Mummy, please give me food. Oh, I spilled milk. I'm sorry. Wow, what a gift. Thank you, Papa. These are the magic words. Which are the three magic words we studied in this chapter? Sorry, please, and thank you. Which are the three magic words? Sorry, please, and thank you. Okay, then writing section. Look at the picture on the next page and make a story of how Mangu the mouse gets away from Tabby the cat, proving again that size has nothing to do with the strength. Size has nothing to do with the strength. Okay, this I will give you in notes. Next section is grammar power. Read the sentences given below. Varun is a boy. Varun plays cricket. Next is grammar. Next section is grammar. Spelling of grammar. G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Grammar. G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Grammar. What is the spelling of grammar? G-R-A. I am saying it because you are studying in first standard. G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Grammar. G-R-A-M-M-A-R. Grammar. Read the sentences given below. You look at the text. Varun is a boy. Varun plays cricket. Listen here. Varun is a boy. Varun is a boy. This is the first sentence. Varun is a boy. Then the second sentence is Varun plays cricket. V-A-R-U-N. Varun P-L-A-Y-S plays C-R-I-C-K-E-T. Cricket. These are the two sentences given in the text. Listen here. First one is Varun is a boy. Then Varun plays cricket. Varun is a boy. He plays cricket. Here the noun Varun is repeated. Varun is repeated. In both the sentence, the action is done by or it is about Varun. This is Varun is a boy and Varun plays cricket. In the second sentence, the noun is repeating. The noun is repeating. So what can we do to avoid repetition? What can we use to replace the noun? Replace the repeated noun. Here look, Varun is a boy. Look here, Varun is a boy. Full stop. He plays cricket. He plays cricket. C-R-I-C-K-E-T. Look at this pair of sentences. Varun is a boy. He plays cricket. Here the noun is repeated, and here instead of writing the noun Varun, we wrote he. What is the word used here? He. He is used in place of Varun. This he is used in place of Varun. And we can use words like he, she, they, we, you, your, our, them, etc. instead of naming words. That means we repeated the naming word in the first pair of sentence. In the second pair of sentence, instead of repeating Varun, we write he. Like he, there are so many words there to avoid the repetition of nouns, to avoid the repetition of naming words or nouns. Exercise. This one. Look here, page number 28. Look at the first one. Ranu is good at drawing. Ranu is good at drawing. Dash loves to color her drawing. Color her. From that usage here we understood that Ranu is the name of a girl. So you write she loves to color her drawing. She. You write she. In the first blank, first one, you write she, S-H-E. She. Instead of Ranu, here we can write she, S-H-E, she. Do you understand what we are doing? Instead of Ranu, we are writing she, S-H-E, she. Okay. Then next one, a fox has a bushy tail. A fox has a bushy tail. Dash is a cunning animal. It is repeating the quality of a fox. Here we can write the fox here. There is no mistake. A fox has a bushy tail. A fox is a cunning animal. Instead of repeating a fox, we can write it is a cunning animal. So in the second sentence, you write it. 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 Then the sentence will become a fox has a bushy tail. It is a cunning animal. Then third one. Look at the third example. Geeta lives in Delhi. Who lives in Delhi? Geeta. It is the name of a female. And she is my cousin. So we can write she is my cousin. Yes. H-E. She. Right? In the third blank, in the third sentence, there is a blank and you write she in that place. She lives in Delhi. She is my cousin. Geeta lives in Delhi. She is my cousin. Then my parents are not at home. Dash have gone for a movie. They. Parents, plural. So we use they. In the fourth blank, you write T-H-E-Y. They. T-H-E-Y. They. Why do we use they instead of he or she? It is plural. Parents, father and mother. We are going together. So it is plural. They are not singular. They is not singular. They is used as a plural pronoun. They. T-H-E-Y. They. Fifth one. My father got a new car. My father. There is only one person. So it is singular. My father got a new car. It is white in color. The car. It is white in color. I-T. Fifth one. I-T. It. white in color. Okay, then I will read this once more. Ranu is good at drawing. She loves to color her drawing. Ranu is good at drawing. She loves to color her drawing. A fox has a bushy tail. It is a cunning animal. A fox has a bushy tail. It is a cunning animal. Cunning means clever. Cunning, clever. Geeta lives in Delhi. She is my cousin. Geeta lives in Delhi. She is my cousin. Then next one. My parents are not at home. They have gone for a movie. They. Instead of my parents, we write they. My father bought a new car. It is white in color. If you look at these words, she, he, it, they, these words are called pronouns. Yes, the words that are used instead of noun are called pronouns. These words are called pronouns. What is it? Pronouns. Pronouns. What is a pronoun? Can you say what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun to avoid the repeated use of the noun. To avoid the repeated use of the noun. We had seen in the first sentence that Varun is a boy. Varun plays cricket. Instead of the second Varun, that means the repeated use of the noun, we use he plays cricket. Okay, like that. The words we use instead of the repeated use of the nouns are she, it, they, it, he, them, our. These are the examples of pronouns. What do we call these words? Pronouns. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun to avoid the repeated use of that noun. To avoid the repeated use of that noun. Okay. Then pronunciation. Next segment is pronunciation. P-R-O-N-O-U-N C-I-A-C-I-O-N. Sorry. P-R-O-N-U-N C-I-A-C-I-O-N. Pronunciation. What is it? Pronunciation. What is the Malayalam pronunciation? What is the Malayalam meaning for pronunciation? The Uchcharanam. How we spoke their words. How we spoke that word. That is pronunciation. Sound pattern of A-E. A-E. It is a diphthong. A-E. A-E. Read these words aloud. Mean. M-E-A-N. Mean. M-E-A-N. E-A. This sounds elonging. Mean. M-E-A-N. Mean. R-E-A-D. R-E-A-D. E-A. Read. R-E-A-D. Read. Well then, M-E-A-D-O-W. M-E-A-D-O-W. Here it is pronounced as meadow. Meadow. There is not long pronunciation. There is no long E sound. It is pronounced as meadow. Then meat. M-E-A-T. Meat. In the first word, second word and fourth word E is pronounced as E. Long E. Mean. Read. Meat. Then in this word, meadow, we used as short E. Meadow. It is meadow. Then it is pronounced as a different tone. Find more words that have E-A in dumb. EA, the words you find 10 words that contain EA sound that together, and how do we check, how do we pronounce it. That is a homework for you. Then first one is meal, then second one read, third one meadow, fourth one meat. Okay, next is a I value life segment and learn this poem. You learn this poem. There is a poem. I value life for life is living. I value life for life is growing. I value life for life is caring. I value life for life is sharing. Discuss in the class. Okay. There is a short poem in this text. I value life. I value life. This is describing the value of the life. I value life for life is living. Value life for life is living. Life is living. Living. I value life for life is living. Say the first line. Can you say the first line? I value life for life is living. I value life. I consider the life is valuable. Why I consider life is valuable? Because life is living. Because life is living. I value life for life is living. Then I value life for life is growing. I value life. L-I-F-E. Life for life is growing. Life is growing. G-R-O-W-I-N-G. Growing for value life for life is growing. Then say next one. I value life for life is caring. Life is caring. L-I-F-E. Life is caring. C-A-R-I-N-G. Caring for life is caring. And I value life for life is sharing. I value life for life is L-I-F-E. Life is sharing. S-H-A-R-I-N-G. Sharing. Okay, listen here. Listen to the poem. I value life for life is living. I value life for life is growing. I value life for life is caring. And I value life for life is sharing. Life is described in 4 ways. Which are the ways? I value life for life is living. Life is living. First one. Then second one, life is growing. Life is growing. Third one, life is caring. Caring. C-R-I-N-G. Then fourth one, life is sharing. Life is described as living, growing, caring and sharing. I value life for life is living. I value life for life is growing. I value life for life is caring. And I value life for life is sharing. Okay. Then you study the rhyming poem. Okay. There is no other intention to it. Then activity corner. A forest is a place where wild animals live. A forest is a place where wild animals live. Where do wild animals live? The animals that live in forest are called wild animals. The animals that live in forest are called wild animals. It is a large area of land covered with many trees. What is a forest? A large area covered with trees is called a forest. A large area that is covered with trees is called a forest. A large area that is covered with trees are called a forest. And collect the picture of animals who live in the forest and paste them in your scrapbook. Do you have a scrapbook, activity book? Yes, you collect the picture of wild animals. Which are the wild animals we see in this? Which is the wild animal we see in this chapter? Sher Khan, the lion, is living in a forest, and there were so many rats there, and the rat and the Sher Khan were thick friends at the last part of the story. Why? One day the rat Mangu, the naughty rat, What did the rat do? It tickled the lion Sher Khan. The rat tickled the lion Sher Khan. Then what did Sher Khan do? Sher Khan was in a happy mood. Why? Because he had a delicious meal. So he let the rat free. And in the last part we had seen that Sher Khan was caught in a net by a hunter, and on hearing the roaring sound of the lion, what did Mangu do? Mangu came there and nibbled the net and set the lion free. Okay, let us stop here. Our chapter is over. You study well and read the text so many times and see the video 2 or 3 times because it is the grammar portion. Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you.